My name is METİN Arıdaşır. This is 328 part of explanation of my theory. According to my theory and my formulas, the new philosophy of Arıdaşır's new physics, mine new physics. Science broke away from philosophy out of fear of the church. The science that is called objective by the mentality that calls itself West and others East is a blunt science separated from philosophy out of fear of church, priests. The order of the observable universe does not come from the observable universe. Because no matter what we do, we cannot go beyond our perception, sensation itself, with our perception being like the inner surface of a globe. Our observable universe is nothing more than the totality of our living experiences that occur as the effects of something. In short, nothing more than a subjective life experience or the life. Stupid and blunt physics tells you not to think beyond your sensations and perceptions when explaining the observable universe. This is Galileo's tradition of fear of priests, church, and church. I investigate the how of the universe, not the why, is Galileo's motto. Whereas results cannot explain themselves. If causes do not appear in the universe of effects, this does not mean that they do not exist. The fact that causes come from an invisible universe does not mean that these are divine causes. On the contrary, this invisible, absolute thing that occupies space only in its fullness is the matter, meta-sensation perception, matter itself. Causes come from this invisible matter. Why do those who believe in the duality of God and matter tremble when I talk about the duality of sensation, perception, and matter? Duality of observable universe and invisible, indivisible matter. According to blunt physics, billiard balls called atoms are placed on the pool table, billiard table, called space, which has no physical existence. Does physics know what the first mover of those billiard balls is? Where is the cue that hits these billiard balls? It is also assumed that these elementary billiard balls, atoms, have a rest mass. So, if meta-sensation perception matter were at rest, would it have rest mass? Or what is the source of the mass? As I explained before, stationary, invisible matter would have no mass. The element is nothing but the movement that wanders like a ghost in the invisible existence, which is the only entity as matter. However, this movement is not a random, chaotic, probabilistic movement. This movement is a unique form of movement that includes absolute time that is valid for both universes. In my book of universes, these forms of motion, inherent, immanent, intrinsic in meta-sensation perception matter, are electron, motion forms with perpetual, repetitive, cyclical, intertwined, interconnected, interinteracted, spherical ring-shaped angular movements. These motion forms are also permanent and infallible clocks of our universes. These motion forms are also the perpetual motion machines of our universes. These motion forms are also unique light sources of our universes. Our observable universe represents life. Matter, invisible matter, represents invisible, indivisible, universal reality. There are two realities, if you remember, as I told you before. And light is the bridge between our two universes, between matter and life. And the fact that when the light source is moving, light reaches all directions at the same time is not because the speed of light is the same in all directions and not due to space-time warping. On the contrary, when the light source is moving, light reaches all directions at the same time because the speed of light is different in each direction. Our universes of life and motion forms of matter share the same place as space, but there is no space in matter. Matter is fullness and there is no space, nothingness, vacuum in matter. Since there is no vacuum in matter, there is no contracting and expanding, or there is no warping, or there is no distorting in meta-sensation perception matter. So, density concept is invalid concept for matter, for meta-sensation perception matter. Therefore, there is no possibility of space warping due to light source motion. Light source here, electron motion form. On the contrary, in the motion direction, consecutive waves of electron motion form is contracting and vice versa. Story is long. As I told you before, I advise you to watch my former previous videos step by step. I will go on next. Have a good afternoon. See you later.